Hey everyone, welcome to the Behavioral Arts. This week we're taking a deep dive into the research and the meaning of the eyebrows in body language. So whenever you're having a conversation with someone and you see those eyebrows go up quickly, you will know what they're potentially feeling or thinking in that moment. So last week in my analysis of Robert Downey Jr.'s interview, where we got a lot of great information with facial expressions and behavior, I did a segment on eyebrows where I went into the research and all the details and all the different meanings that an eyebrow flash can mean. And in the comments, a lot of you expressed how awesome it was to have this little segment all about the eyebrows and expressed that it would be really cool if it was just a separate video. That way, whenever you need a refresher or you just want to touch up on what the eyebrows mean, you can just go check out the video. And this inspired me to create a new playlist on the channel called the Body Language Library. So from now on, in my analyses, whenever I do a deep dive into any gesture and I go a little bit more into the research and a lot more detail as to why we know and all the different reasons that you might see this happen, I will extract that segment and put it in this playlist. So whenever you need a quick reference to remember in a lot more detail what a specific gesture means, you can go check it out and refresh your memory. Also, if there's ever a segment in any of my analysis videos that you feel you would want access to as a quick reference, just let me know in the comments and I'll happily just extract it and add it to the Body Language Library playlist. So in this video, it's all about the research and the science of the eyebrow flash and the great information we have to know what it might mean when we're talking to someone and those eyebrows just go up and back down. Here it is. And on the channel, you've often heard me say that typically, in most cases, when I see this in a social conversation, it means one of three things. One is surprise, when we're surprised, eyebrows go up. Two is when we're seeking social approval, social connection, showing good intention, those eyebrows go up as a social cue. Like when you see someone that you know, you bump into someone, you go, hey, how are you? And the eyebrows go up. And the third one is emphasis. When I really want to emphasize something, those eyebrows go up. Now, of course, there are no absolutes in body language. There's also the fact that sometimes things can just happen randomly. But in most cases, in a social interaction, when I see an eyebrow flash, my mind goes to one of those three things. But why do we say this? Is it just purely experience? Let's see what the research says. Researchers Krivenos and Knapp from Purdue University did a study to try to see what nonverbal signals we use when we greet someone. And amongst the list of things that they found that are very common in greetings, eyebrow flash was one of them. They observed that very often when we greet someone that we know, the eyebrows go up for a quick second and come back down. Now, although this is great to know, it's not all encompassing. Like, fine, it's great that we do it when we say hello, but when else do we do it and what does it all mean? Well, this is where researcher Eibl-Eibesfeldt comes in, who published an amazing study. Now, his research was enormously cross-cultural. He didn't look at the individuals of just one culture, he looked at a whole bunch all over the world. And the first thing he found was that there was an overlap with the other study. It is something we see cross-culturally in greetings. When we greet someone, the eyebrows go up. But he also found that it happens in a couple of other circumstances. He found that it happens when we give or request social approval, acceptance, when we thank people, or when we start or emphasize a statement. So right there, we're getting that social element, like when you thank someone or say hi or look for approval, and we're getting that emphasis, eyebrow flash. But he also found that in some cases, in some cultures, and in certain people, you might see an eyebrow flash for disapproval, almost the opposite. Like think about a parent when their child is doing something they're not supposed to, and the parent will look at the kid like this. It's not anger, it's this, that eyebrow flash. Why would that happen? So Eibl-Eibesfeldt and many social psychologists since then have concluded that the eyebrow flash is a way to indicate that someone has our attention. So whether it's in a positive way, like thank you, or hey, good to see you, like you have my attention and I'm showing good intention. Same with the kid, right? When the parent looks at the kid like you have my attention. It may not be good attention, but I've got my eye on you. And they drew a parallel between that and the universal facial expression of surprise, which is one of the most recognized facial expressions all over the world. In other words, wherever you go, there's a very high chance that they will know that this is surprise. And basically that just means that something has our attention. Notice how if you're walking down the street and you see someone go like this at something, you're immediately gonna be like, what are we looking at? It draws our attention somewhere. Now, although there's a lot of research on the eyebrow flash, there's just one more I want to talk about really quickly because it plays into all of this, and it was conducted by researcher Garcia at the University of Edinburgh. And she found that specifically when people are giving instructions, and that's what she was studying, the eyebrow flash happens in the most important part of the instruction, like the most vital part of the instruction, and when there's a shift, like when one set of instructions is concluding and we're starting a new one. And that really lines up with what Eibesfeldt found, which is more specifically the emphasis. So these studies and many more that focused on the eyebrow flash tell us that these are the main reasons. So first we have that emphasis, which is this is important, this has my attention. Then the social element, you have my attention or you have my attention. And then the surprise, which is this situation has my attention. It should probably have yours too. But are these three things really that different? Well, I don't think so, and neither did Eibesfeldt. Because if you think about it, that emphasis could really still be part of that social approval. So if I'm telling you something and I really want to emphasize something, really focus on this thing, that eyebrow flash could be for this connection. Like, I really believe this and I want you to accept this as well. And I'm also looking at you and hoping that you are going to approve or accept this. And if we look at surprise, that too can be a way to signal others that there's something here that requires attention. As we evolved, our eyebrows became a lot more mobile. We use it a lot in communicating with each other. So within surprise, this could have been a way to signal others like there's something here that deserves your attention.